Period sex is like real caveman, neo-soul, hippie sex.
It's not my cup of tea.
Period sex is the best. I love period sex. That's like the best time to have sex, in my opinion.
Honestly, I'm not a fan of my period because I have really irregular periods and very painful cramping.
The first time I had period sex, I cared more than my boyfriend did, but it was a really great time and I am actually very for it now.
I don't really feel that confident having period sex because I just feel like I would rather wait.
With women now, period sex literally like throws a wrench in our plan because we're way more oral focused there, and now no one wants to be all up in your coochie when you're on your period.
So if you're just trying to do like clitoral stimulation, you can put a tampon in and like there's no blood coming out, it's not disgusting, and you can still get your little rocks off.
Hey there, lovers and friends. Today, I want to talk about running a red light, riding the Crimson River, going with the flow, making a crime scene. Period sex has a lot of different nicknames and even more misconceptions surrounding it. So in this video, I want to break it all down by discussing what exactly is period sex, how do you do it, is it safe, are women actually hornier on their period, and is period sex better? But first, I want to talk about Thinx, who happens to be the sponsor for this video. Thinx wants to help women who have periods feel differently, more revitalized, and better about life on their periods. They provide a number of different products, most notably their underwear, which I'm actually wearing right now because it's a million degrees in LA and it's just really comfortable, so I like it. If y'all think those are cute, well, wait until you hear this. Thinx undies come in a variety of different styles with different absorbencies. Some of the other ones that I got are the Hip Hugger, which holds up to 2 tampons worth. This is the Sport, which can hold 1.5 tampons worth. And I got me the Thong, which holds up to half a tampon worth. Head to the info box below to go to the Thinx website and use my promo code SHAN5. And newly, they make a period sex blanket. I actually have it right here, but I've talked about this before on my Instagram. It is a 4-layer blanket that essentially promises that your sheets are not going to get messy as you get your freak on. But now let's get back to the main topic at hand, which is period sex. Period sex is a range of sexual behaviors from penetration to oral to petting that occurs while one or more of the participants are menstruating. And while we're on the topic, what exactly is menstruation blood? Well, it's a mix of course, 1, blood, 2, normal vaginal discharge, and 3, endometrial tissue, which is the lining of the uterus that sheds during this very special and magical time of month. So how does one do period sex? Well, just like any version of sex, there isn't one linear answer to this question. The rule of thumb is, as long as whatever you're doing doesn't impinge on your health or happiness or the health or happiness of your partners, then it's totally fine for you to fill in the blanks with whatever feels good in the moment. But if you want some specific tips, I got you. Number 1, you guys saw this one coming, you have to talk about it. It is so much easier to dive into new territory with excitement and with pleasure at the forefront when all of the participants know exactly what it is that they're comfortable doing and everyone knows what they are not comfortable doing. Number 2, create a red zone. You know when you go to theme parks and they have a splash zone at certain rides? It's kind of like that, a designated area where you don't have to feel self-conscious about stains or the blood getting somewhere, because let's be honest, depending on your day or usual flow, there may end up being a lot of blood. So having a space where you don't have to think about the consequences allows you to surrender yourself to the good experience. This is why I am obsessed with this blanket right here. It is stress-free, you throw it down, you never think about it again, you don't find yourself being wet during the experience. It's beautiful and black, so even if there are stains happening during, you're not going to be any the wiser. So create something for yourself. This could be the shower, this could be laying a towel down on a surface. The goal is that you get to focus on what you're doing and not the mess that you're making. Number 3, decide how wet you want to get. There's a lot of different sexual activities you can participate in that actually don't have to include blood. You can keep your tampon or your menstrual cup in and play with the vulva as per usual, but if you do want to include the vaginal canal and have some penetration, you can actually use a female condom, and again, there's going to be no blood in the interaction. Or if you want to use your cup again, as long as it has a soft stem, that can be safe as well. Do people have a higher sex drive on their period? Now, the only way to answer this question is to ask the person on the period. It definitely ranges from individual to individual. Now, the argument for people having a higher sex drive on their period is that because their estrogen levels are really, really low, their androgen levels, like testosterone, which is linked to sex drive, can tend to be higher. On the flip side, premenstrual syndrome, aka PMS, can also take the sexy wind right out of a lot of people's sails, and we can understand why. Sore backs, sore breasts, cramping, moodiness, bloating, and fatigue are natural adversaries to a lot of people's freak juices flowing. But here's a little tidbit for you. Having sex, especially sex that includes orgasm, can be a natural way to alleviate cramps. Is period sex actually safe? In short, yes. Yes, it is safe, and there are no additional risks associated with sex on your period. However, there are two important things to keep in mind. One, there is a theory that because a woman's cervix is more open during menstruation, that she is in essence more open and prone to infection. In addition to that, blood is a target-rich environment. It's warm, it's wet, it's dense. So now is the time to be super sure that you are using protection, especially with new partners. Numero dos, blood also provides a lot of lubrication, so things can tend to be a bit messier down there, which can heighten the play and make things a bit more fun, but also allows bacteria to travel easier from the vagina to the anus, and of course vice versa. This means that when you're cleaning up, you have to use an extra wipe, put in some extra care, and make sure that you really removed all bacteria that was introduced to the area. If you happen to see a difference in smell, texture, or color that makes you feel really alarmed, go see a doctor. Is period sex better? Forgive me, but I'm gonna have to bounce this question back to you like an uptight geography teacher.
I don't know. Is it better?
The truth is, you have to ask the people involved if they like it or don't. Some people love it for all the reasons I just mentioned, plus it has a taboo factor which can increase the excitement and naughtiness level of it, while other people hate it for all the reasons I just mentioned, and they simply can't get over the gross out factor of it. In short, I'm going to summarize this entire video with this one sentence. Period sex. If you know how to handle the extra mess, there should be no additional stress. I want to give a final shout out to Thinx, who hooked me up with exactly what I need. Incredible underwear that I can wear all month long, but especially on the days that I just really need the extra sureness. If you guys want to learn more about Thinx and the incredible work they do and how you can get your hands on these panties, not like these specific ones, I'm not selling my panties, but on some fresh ones for yourself, you can go in the info box there. You can also find information about their period sex blanket and other cool initiatives that they're into. And I'll answer some Q&As about period sex down there too that I may have missed in the video. Bye.
Period sex, I always thought it was something that you stayed away from, guys didn't want to be around, and having someone that just knows it's a natural part of life and still finds you extremely sexy is probably one of the most freeing things that I've ever experienced in my entire life.
And it helps with cramps. It's helped me. I mean, I can't speak for everyone else, but it's helped me with cramps, and it's helped me with headaches, and I have a really, really good night's sleep afterwards.
I am definitely pro period sex, whether it's by myself or with my partner. It's a natural lubricant, it helps with cramps, and I get to orgasm, which releases the happy endorphins from my brain to the rest of my body. I don't know about you, but I like being happy on my period.
I really just could not fathom that somebody would want to interact with my body fluids, with blood specifically, in that way. It just did not seem like a great idea. My thoughts now are that it really just does not matter.
I'm sitting with my girlfriend right now, and for me personally, I don't see any problem with period sex. Period sex is just fine. We've done it. It's just blood. We all have blood, and as two women in a relationship, we both bleed from down there, so no me importa.
I was midway through my period, so I was a little bit more sensitive down there, and it was sensitive in a way where things were a little bit more painful. So like during penetration, instead of me being like optimal arousal, it was more discomfort.
Word of advice, if you're gonna have period sex, don't stop and look at it, because it's just, you're not gonna like what you see.
The emotions around it are a little rough sometimes, where I just am crying and I don't know why, but that's all of us. And also Drake just put out an album.
Black girl like this shadow. I know I'm a like